has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome to our playthrough of Darkest Dungeon. It's a game I've been looking at for a while. I purchased it while it was in early access, and it looked like great fun. Now that it's out, I think it's time to try playing through it. We're going to be playing with some of the audio levels, the first couple episodes, just to give everybody a heads up. Hopefully I've got this about right. As you saw there from the intro, things are going to go horribly wrong in this game. So, Darkest Dungeon. We're going to go ahead and start up a campaign. You saw in the intro video that we're taking back this mansion, which has a horrible, horrible secret underneath it, with an eldritch terror. If you like H.P. Lovecraft, if you are a fan of that type of supernatural horror, I think this will be great. It is a roguelike, or roguelite maybe, I'm not sure how you would classify it, but with a party instead of a single character. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, first thing we need to do, we have my test game to make sure it would work on my toaster of a computer. And we have my audio test. We'll go ahead and delete the audio test as well. So to make a new game, we're going to click the letter over here. Let's call this Grug Let's Play. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and start it.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright, so go ahead and load in. Some of the load times are a little bit long, I've noticed, but I think we'll be able to make it through without too much of a problem. You will have to listen to me talk for a little bit. As we saw there, it looks like we've got a couple adventurers headed in on a stagecoach towards the hamlet to try and help us take back the ancient mansion of our family. Oh, looks like we're loaded in. You are currently in a room. We have a map down here. To move forth, click on another room on the map display. This will take you to the connecting hallway. Okay?
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Alright. While in a hallway, press D to move forward, A to move back. If you prefer the mouse, you can click ahead or behind the party to move them. Alright, so let's head forward here. Oh.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Wow, so he hit us. Combat is turn-based. On your hero's turn, click a skill icon and then click on a highlighted target. If you can't select a particular skill, it's because that hero needs to be standing in a different spot, or there are no valid targets. Mouse over the skill to see the requirements. Alright, so we have turn-based combat. Our guy's on the left, bad guy's on the right. If we look down here, a couple things to go over on the screen. Health bars, pretty self-explanatory. We have a sanity bar, or a stress bar actually is what they call it. If that stress bar gets too high, our characters will suffer from stress. They could even die from stress heart attack, which is kind of cool. Down here we have the yellow bar shows the character selected. He has his abilities. You'll see each of these abilities. If we highlight it, we have yellow dots and red dots. Yellow dots show us what position he can be in to use those attacks, those positions 1, 2, and 3. And it shows that when he uses that attack, what the red dots are who he can attack. So he can attack enemies in position 1 and 2. So we're going to have to be real careful about where our people are. So other than that, we have some basic stats for our characters' equipment levels. And then the map, of course. I think we have an inventory. Yes we do, but we can't do anything with it yet. So, alright, we're over here. We got one guy. This attacks one enemy. As you can see from the dots are separated. See how those dots, the red dots, are all joined together? That means the grape shot blast can attack multiple enemies at a time. So we're going to attack one enemy. Let's go ahead and cut this brigand cutthroat. Take it! Oh! We caused him to bleed, so he's going to take 2 damage every round. That's always useful. We have this Crusader in the front, Renaud. Let's go ahead and have him just smite with his sword.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
So we got him. And we found some money on their corpses. That'll come in handy. Keep going forward. See that? His stress went up. Stress goes up over time on your characters. Certain attacks cause it. Things happen in the environment. The amount of light that you have affects the amount of stress. Overall, it's one of the biggest factors in the game we got to worry about. Alright, interactive objects, or curios. While exploring, you will often find interactive objects. Click or press W to investigate them. Take a look at this tent. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Clearly the ambusher's camp. We could use a special item on certain places, like if we find poisoned food, we could try to clean it before we take it. Let's just go ahead and click inside the tent. They left some valuables.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Alrighty. 350 gold. That narrator voice, I think that's our uncle or whoever it was left us the house. Kind of his voice reading through through time, we'll say. Go through a door here.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
That is correct. We're going to get you off our land. So, we got 2 guys here, positions 1 and 2. This character actually takes up 2 whole positions. And a guy in position number 3. So, if we go down here, our grape shot blast can hit positions 1, 2, and 3. So we'll use that. We'll hit them all. There we go. That's right. And here, this only hits positions 1 and 2, so we don't want to use that. What else do we have? Stunning blow. We can stun an enemy so he doesn't hurt us. Looks like we can also increase our light level. We'll go into the light a little bit more in a second, and we can increase our protection if we think we're going to get hit. I think we just want to keep hitting this guy, try and kill him quickly. Speaking of the light, I know it's a lot to take in for the first episode, but if we go over this stuff now, we don't have to go over it later. See at the very top we have this torch light. We'll be able to use torches throughout the game to keep our light level up. You can see if we hover over this, it shows that our light is dim. At 70, it has a range of 0 to 100. When we're in dim light, it's easier for us to gain stress, but we can scout the map a little bit better, and monsters are surprised. We can have light up to 100, which really makes it so we don't get stressed, and it's really easy to surprise monsters and enemies. Or we can get to dim light, where we can get stressed easily. The monsters might surprise us, but the trade-off is we might get better loot. And we'll see how that plays out. Right now, let's go ahead and smack these guys around, show them who's boss here. Yeah! 9 damage, I like that. We dodged his attack, good job. Alright, oh, Renaud took 5 damage. It may not seem like much, but we only have 33 hit points to begin with, gotta be careful. Alright, so Renaud got pushed back. That means that our buddy Dismas is here in the front row, and you can see how he can't use a lot of his abilities in the front row there. He can only slash people. I don't think I want to stop the assault. Let's just go ahead and see if we can kill this brigand bloodletter. There's 7 damage. Oh, we got that bleed effect. Let's have Renaud here. Just go ahead and keep attacking. Ooh, 11. I think he'll probably die in his next turn. No, not enough. He's still going to be able to hit us. Oh, the whip to the face. That's terrible. And we're bleeding now. That's not going to help. But I think we'll be able to slash him here.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Awesome. So, corpses. When most monsters die, they leave corpses. Corpses act as temporary obstacles and will eventually go away on their own. You can attack corpses to destroy them faster, but often a better approach is to use ranged skills, push-pull skills, and even corpse-clearing special skills that some heroes possess. Monsters killed with bleed, blight, or critical hits leave no corpses at all. Oh, so there's his corpse, and because his corpse is in this front line, we can't hit the guy in the back with Renaud's ability. I think what I'm going to do is we'll slide Renaud forward, switch positions so that we can shoot at him with our gun on Dismas's next turn. Oh, we're going to get shot. We dodged it. Way to go, guys. You'll notice that bleed effect is still on the target, so he's still bleeding out. This corpse will disappear. Oh, that's gross. Alright. Now that we're back here, though, we can attack, so we can use his pistol. We can shoot this guy right here. 4 damage. Oh. Hopefully we survive this. I don't like this bleed damage. Alright. Oh, Renaud, you can't do anything at all. Man. Well, let's go ahead. Use this Bulwark of Faith. We can use it on ourselves. It'll increase our torchlight, and it'll give us a little more protection. I don't know what marking does. Ah, okay. Well, it gets a shot. Try and read this. Attracts enemies and takes more damage from some attacks. So, I think, for example, if we look at Dismas here, who's about to die, you can see that his pistol shot, bottom it says 25 damage versus marked targets. So if we can mark an enemy, we can stack extra damage. But we can open ourselves up to extra damage and try and draw their fire. So, we really need to clear this body out. 7 hit points. It's going to go down to 5. think we're better off just trying to pistol shot this guy. That's not good. Well, time to try and get rid of the body. There we go. That corpse is gone. That pushed him up to the front, so we can actually go ahead and cut him with our knife. Come on, Dismas.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
All right. So, rifling through those corpses, we found some onyx. Ooh, looks like it has a value of 500 gold. We found some regular gold, another 100. And some crest, a sigil of honor earned by family actions long since past. We'll take that. And we've completed the quest. So, after you've completed the requirements of a quest, you have the option to return to town at any time. Just click the crest. You don't need to return to the starting room of the dungeon to exit. So that means we don't have to backtrack to leave. Now, one thing we need to watch out for, and this caught me off guard, and if you're going to stop after watching this game, go, hey, I want to play this on my own and not watch you play Grug, that's fine. But one thing to watch out for, if you're in a room where there's a treasure chest or something in the background you want to interact with before you leave, do not complete the quest at the very end. We're going to continue adventuring for a moment. It's going to put our quest complete option in the upper right. That way, we can interact with this chest right here, open it up. Oh, something doesn't look quite right, so it might be trapped. We have 18 hit points. Hopefully we can take whatever happens. It is trapped. So, it took a little bit of blight, but if there had been treasure in there, we would have gotten it, and we would have missed out on that if we completed the quest before. Let's go ahead and hit quest complete up here, and we will see what happens. All right. So we had a victory on the old road. We got 5,000 gold for completing the quest. We had some food left over in our inventory that we didn't need to use. Had the extra gold and the onyx, so we got an extra 1,960 gold there. And we collected some heirlooms. We collected 8 of those crests. That's great. So we finished out, and anybody who's a fan of H.P. Lovecraft, or any of the Call of Cthulhu games especially, will know that in those games, psychological effects are a big deal. It's the same thing in this game too. We're going to have a whole bunch of psychological effects that affect our characters throughout the playthrough, from good effects to bad effects. And at the end of every mission, there's a chance that you develop a new effect. So, Renaud, he got 2 experience points. I think we need, see there, we need 8 experience to get to the first level. Dismas, he also got 2 experience, but he had something happen psychologically. So let's click on this and find out. So he got the Warren's Tactician skill. So now he does extra damage when we fight in the Warren's area. It's actually useful. Again, some will be positive, some will be negative. Let's return to the town. Ooh, we made it through. That was close. We almost lost Dismas there. If he had taken one more hit, we might have been down a character.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Ominous. Alright, so we get a recap on our activity for that. So, every turn was a week. That was week 1. I don't know how many weeks this game is going to take us. Who knows how many videos we'll be going through. And we could ultimately lose. So in week 1, we had both Dismas and Renaud. They both went up to apprentice. I think you start as a seeker, is the first level. And so they went up to level 1. They also, so Renaud and Dismas successfully escorted you to the hamlet. We made it here. It looks like we were in the wagon. That's handy to know. And then we have the caretaker. So, on the caretaker, we have a bunch of goals. So we have some quest goals that we're going to try and complete. Oh, look at all these quests. Oh, these look like enemies we're going to have to defeat. And it looks like, it wants us to get some different troops, different class types in our roster over here, and level them up to max level. So those are going to be some of our goals. Get help where you may. On any screen of the game, press and hold H to see contextual help for controls in that mode. Try it while in town, exploring, fighting, camping, and more. Alright. So we've made it to the hamlet. There's our estate, the actual mansion up on that hill. Looks like this is the hamlet on the edge of our estate. I like how it has the little archway gate here. Anybody who's ever seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, great movie. Looks very familiar. Looks like we've got a couple buildings, and most of these we can't actually use. So, first we have a stagecoach where we can recruit new heroes. We'll click on that.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
We're going to listen to most of the dialogue because I like it. The only problem with the dialogue in this game is sometimes it plays over time-sensitive actions, so sometimes you got to click through it, unfortunately. But the stagecoach is your hero lifeblood. You'll need to recruit these 2 heroes to fill out a party of 4. Drag and drop them to your roster. While you're here, spend some of your starting resources on upgrading the stagecoach network. This will increase the number of heroes available here in the future. To upgrade, click the plus symbol on the left, and then click the upgrade. So, we have some heroes that have come in on the stagecoach. There's the caretaker, give us a good smile there. So, it looks like we have a plague doctor that we can recruit, so we'll drag him from here to our roster.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
Nice. And we have a Vestal, which we'll recruit as well.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
So, our coach is empty. We can get more heroes as time goes by. Every mission we do is a week, and every week we'll get some more heroes. We can do an upgrade, so we'll click the little plus sign here like it said. Upgrading the stagecoach increases the available heroes for hire each week or increases your roster size. So our roster, 4 of 9, we can have 9 people total. I think I want to increase the number of heroes so that we get 3 every turn.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
And you saw how that used up some of our resources. We have deeds, we have crests, we have portraits, and busts. And we're going to find these as we adventure in the mansion as treasure, and we'll use those for our upgrades. I think we need to get more heroes. We don't have enough deeds to upgrade this yet, but as we get more heroes, we only can recruit 9 total. I'd like to have a little more flexibility there, so we're going to go ahead and increase the barracks as well. So now we can have up to 12 heroes. The next place it wants us to look at is the Ancestors' Memoirs.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
So, here, we can replay the videos if we'd like to. Oh, look at this. We have got a lot to unload. And we'll know when we get to the end. That's great. Next up, it wants us to look at a graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
This is where our dead heroes will end up. It is, like most roguelikes, permadeath. So, if we lose people while we're adventuring, they're gone. We can't get them back. And one of the things I like about this game, you get into some of these roguelites or roguelikes, and you'll be able to save scum a little bit. Not in this game. One save, it's all you get. So when they die, they're gone. So we have a couple other places. The Tavern, the Sanitarium, the Abbey, the Guild, the Blacksmith, and the Nomad Wagon. We can't really look at those yet because those will unlock as we do more quests. We do have 4 people available. if we go to this embark button,
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
we can see the estate. And this is where we're going to adventure to try and destroy the evil that has taken over the land and get rid of the curse on our family name. One thing you can look at here is you can see, just a quick rundown, there are 4 different areas we can adventure in. I think, yes. Stop talking, Dismas. So you can see that we unlock busts up here, deeds, paintings, and crests. I think you get guaranteed unlocks of those. You can see that there are different places we can go, so we can choose this mission. I think this is the final mission of the game. You could try it out at the very beginning if you wanted, but I don't think you'd succeed. So we can choose a mission. You can see the rewards we'll get for this mission. So we get a Blight Charm for one of our guys to equip to make them better. We can get some crests. We'll get 3,000 gold. To complete that mission, we have to explore 90% of rooms. And I think it'll unlock some other missions in other areas. We'll go ahead and dig into that first mission on the next episode of Gaming with Grug. I hope you've liked this introduction to Darkest Dungeon. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing this. I hope you have a lot of fun watching it with us. Hopefully we'll see you soon, which is something that we always hope. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and as always, we hope to see you soon.